Well, hello, hello, hello. I just painted this beautiful cup of roses. It's still a little wet. You can see it's still shiny in places, but I wanted to show you how I did this. This is something lovely to paint using just crayon and watercolors. It is something that would be a lovely gift, maybe for someone special or maybe for Mother's Day. So here we go. Oh, my paper is wet. Okay, so what I did first was I drew the cup. The cup is where the roses will be sitting, so I'm going to make a nice round cup, like a teacup. But I'm drawing it really big on this piece of paper. The teacup has a handle, so I'll add the handle with a curved line and another curved line right inside there. Perfect. Most teacups sit on a little saucer, so I'll begin the saucer and make a line that curves around and comes to this side. So curve around. Yes. Yes, that's where you place your tea bag most times when you're done with it. Okay, so I want to make like 4 or 5 big fat roses in this cup. So I'm going to start by drawing some circles for where the roses will go. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think I will put maybe 6. There's some smaller ones. 5 and 6. Okay. So my roses will go in there. They're just filling this cup. Now, I want to make my roses with just a continuous line that bounces from the sides of this circle and then to the middle of that line, to the middle of that line, to the middle of each line until it gets really small. That's how I do my roses. So I'll do another one and make this line bounce around. Okay, to the middle of each side of these lines, sort of like a triangle. For me, that just makes the perfect rose. So I go and I make my triangle, and then I bounce to the middle of this side, and then over and over, and keep going until it's really small. Roses are filling the cup. Triangle, and then bounce to the middle, and to the middle of each line, and there. And triangle again. And again. Triangle, triangle, triangle. Voila! So now I have 6 roses. There's got to be some leaves spilling over the sides. So I'm going to add a few leaves. My flowers are really close together. So I'm going to start in obvious places like between the roses. Add some leaves there. Just a curved line with a line down the middle. Now I'm going to add some leaves that are coming out from behind the flower in a few places. Yep, I'll add one here. Wow, that's a full cup of roses. So full. Okay. Once you're done with that, you're going to want this to look like it's sitting on a table. So I'm going to start my line like right about here. Right here. Goes straight across and ends right here. Like midway on the page. And it works out that it just comes right behind where the handle is, so I won't have to worry about doing 2 colors inside the handle. And I'm ready to paint. I'm ready to add color. The first thing I want to paint is the roses. Of course, I can't wait to paint the roses. I'm going to put a little water here, a little extra water here in this red, because I don't want it to be a dark, dark red. I want it to be a soft red. I want it to be soft. So I make it watery and paint around inside the circles that I made for the roses. Paint inside. Each one is going to be just amazingly beautiful. And 6 is a good number. I think I did 4 last time. And I thought to myself, oh, next time I do this, I'll do more. It takes a little practice to make those roses. It takes a little bit of practice. Yes, a little practice. But when you learn how to do it, it's so worth it. It's a very easy kind of rose to draw with just using circles. So, all right. So once I've done the flowers, I'm going to stop and I'm going to give them a chance to dry a little bit while I work on the background, the tablecloth under here. The last time I used blue for the tablecloth. No, yeah, I did. I used blue. This time I think I'll use yellow. I'll use yellow for the tablecloth this time. So I'm going to use a bigger brush because it's a larger area. Bigger brush lets you go a little bit faster. You could always paint your background with a small brush. It'd just take you a little bit longer than it's taken me. I love to use crayon because when I draw things out with the crayon will keep the colors from crossing over the lines that I've drawn. The wax in the crayon just makes that fantastic barrier. It's like an invisible force field. Well, it's not invisible, it's visible. But it's like a force field that keeps one color out, as long as you just don't go over the line. And sometimes that's hard not to do, but there's yellow. It's very soft. I used a very soft yellow. All right, so the red has dried a little bit. I'm going to show you a trick. See this tissue? What I do with the tissue sometimes is if there's way too much water, I might just dab, just press down and release and take away that excess without smearing it. So it still looks painted in without looking too disturbed. So I'm just going to dab the red a little bit because it's a little too wet. Okay, next I'm going to do the leaves. With the leaves, I enjoy doing it with a little bit of green and yellow. This green is a very dark green. I'm going to put a little bit of green on each leaf. And then I'm going to come back with yellow, and it makes a softer green by mixing the two. That's one of my tricks. That's one of my little tricks that I like to do. It just makes it a little bit softer. See? I'm going to keep rinsing my brush because I don't want to get that green in my yellow paint, and it'll help my brush be nice and wet to spread the colors nicely. So yellow with the green. And I try my best to stay inside the lines. Painting is one of those activities for me that is something that relaxes me. I'm going to put a little green in between these flowers too in this area because I'm sure it's nothing but stems and leaves that are showing inside that cup. Just a little green with the tip of my brush, Alright, I gotta work fast with these other leaves here because I don't want the green to dry up before I add the yellow. And it gives you different types of green when you have the yellow in here with it too. Some of the greens are softer, and sometimes it's nice to have a variety. Varieties of colors make your eyes dance when you're looking at artwork. And the eyes love to dance. They like to see beautiful things. Just look all around. How's that? So my teacup is going to be blue, and I want it to be a soft blue. So I'm going to use a lot of water on my brush when I brush it on. I don't want it to look dark and harsh. I love watercolors because they are soft colors. They are soft. So I'm using my smaller brush right now because I am painting near some really tight areas. Ooh, that's kind of dark. I'm going to spread this out because I don't want it to be a dark, dark blue on my cup. In fact, I'm just get a little water on my brush to thin it out so it looks softer. So I'm going to take blue and go around the leaves and the roses with the blue. And then I'm going to grab my larger brush to do the rest of the work. My larger brush is going to spread things out. A little blue got on that leaf, but guess what? Green is made from yellow and blue, so guess what? It's no big deal. It's gonna make that leaf look different from the others, and that's fine. Okay, so I've done most of that there. I'm just going to take my big brush, and it's wet, and all I'm going to do is just spread out this blue. Spread it out. It's still soft. I think I might need a little bit more blue on my brush. So there we go. Ah, yes. Yes. And as long as I stay on the line, I won't get any green happening around my teacup or saucer. As long as I don't let that happen. Okay. Yes. So, yeah. Very nice. Very lovely. Very nice. Okay. The same thing with the background. You can use almost any color for the background. I think I'm going to go with maybe purple this time. Just experimenting with how colors look together. And this purple, ooh, this purple is very deep. So I'm going to have to put more water on my brush and thin it out. I want to get all into the really tight areas using my small brush. Then I'm going to come back with my larger brush like I did before and spread things out. Ooh, this purple is a deep, rich, violety purple. That's okay. I don't know about you, but painting is relaxing. And the action of like smoothing the paint on is relaxing. Yes, it's very relaxing. And I'm almost done. Yes. Then I'm going to take my larger brush. I'm going to take my larger brush and spread this out to the edges of the page. Okay, here we go. Large brush to the rescue. I'm going to start where I started first, over here, and get that paint going and flowing. Yes, and look, it even makes it like darker near the plant and lighter as it goes out. That's a nice effect. That's nice. Watercolors are such lovely, lovely paints to use. And as you can see, you can get really dark colors and light colors just by the amount of water that you use. Just by the amount of water. I like to use a lot of water sometimes and a little bit of water other times, all depending on what I'm doing at the moment. So yes. So these colors are just going to go out to the edge of the page, out with the purple. And voila! Oh my gosh, that is dreamy! I love it. I'm giving myself a round of applause. That's fantastic. Now, I might feel the urge to go back with my red and add just a little bit of darker red areas just to make my roses pop. Yeah, just a little bit, like going around. Now that it's drier, you know, you can layer the paint. You can put a little bit of paint. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Oh my gosh. Did I forget one? Did I get all of them? This one, this guy. Yeah. Oh my gosh. This is so lovely. Oh man. Oh my gosh. This one is better than the first one. That's why I like to try things and try them again and do them again, because the more that you practice, the more that you learn, the better you'll get. I thank you for joining me today. Art makes you smart. I hope you make something wonderful like this. It'll be a great gift for a mother or somebody special. And I'll see you sometime soon. Bye.